U.S. Open star gives boy cap after viral snatching video. Polish tennis player Kamil Majcrak has met a young fan after a video appearing to show a man snatching his hat from a boy in the crowd at the U.S. Open went viral. Majcrak shared 2 clips on his official Instagram account in which he shook hands with 2 boys and presented them with gifts, including a cap similar to one handed to the boy and then swiftly taken off him in the clip. "Today after warm-up, I had a nice meeting," the tennis pro wrote, adding, "Do you recognize the cap?" The viral video, widely reported to be from Majcrak's match on Thursday, showed the tennis player interacting with fans before offering a child the cap he had been wearing. A man next to the child can then be seen taking the cap before the child had a chance to grab it himself. The boy can then be seen pleading to get it back. Versions of the clip were subsequently shared on social media, with many users criticizing the man, who multiple media outlets have since named as Piotr Szczerek, a Polish CEO of a paving company. BBC News has approached Mr. Szczerek through his company for comment. Majcrak also posted an image of him standing and smiling next to the boy wearing the cap. "Hello world, together with Brock we wish you a great day," the tennis player's caption said. Majcrak, 29, is ranked 76th in the world in men's singles. He came back from 2 sets down to beat Russian 9th seed Karen Khachanov, also 29, in a second-round match at Flushing Meadows on Thursday, but was forced to retire injured during the first set of his third-round tie against Switzerland's Leandro Rieti on Saturday. Majcrak later confirmed he had torn an intercostal muscle. The viral redemption, a U.S. Open star, a young fan, and a moment to remember. The sun dipped low over Flushing Meadows, painting the courts in strokes of amber and gold. The day had been long, filled with blistering serves, tense rallies, and the electric hum of New York's most iconic summer sporting event, the U.S. Open. But what captured the world's attention wasn't just the tennis. It was a fleeting, human moment, a story that spread faster than any highlight reel. A boy, no older than 10, had been standing at the edge of the practice court, his small hands gripping the railings as tightly as his dreams. He wore a faded cap, one that looked a size too big, with the logo of his favorite tennis star, a player whose forehand had been the talk of the tournament. The crowd was buzzing, the players exiting after their practice session. And then it happened. The star, sweaty from a grueling hit, tossed a cap toward the crowd. For a split second, the boy's face lit up like the city's skyline. The cap was his. It was coming to him. But in a cruel twist, an older fan, taller and stronger, reached over and snatched the cap out of midi. The boy froze, his hands still outstretched, his eyes brimming with disbelief as the crowd gasped. Phones captured it all. By the time the boy had been comforted by his mother and led away, the video had already gone viral. Millions watched the clip, some with anger, some with heartbreak, and many with calls for justice. The comments section exploded. "Give that boy his moment. This is why we can't have nice things. Somebody find the kid. The player needs to know." And then, in true New York fashion, the city and the internet rallied, a gesture that transcended the game. By the next morning, the video had reached the player. Sitting in the quiet of the locker room, still riding the adrenaline of a hard-fought second-round victory, the star scrolled through the comments. At first, there was confusion, then a soft sigh, and finally, a determined nod. "This isn't how it ends," they whispered. With the help of tournament staff and a wave of online sleuthing, the boy was found by midday. His name was Ethan, a Queens native who had been saving his allowance for a ground pass to the tournament. His love for tennis wasn't just casual fandom. His room was plastered with posters of his idol, his weekend spent hitting worn-out tennis balls against the wall of a community park. That evening, when Ethan returned to the grounds with his parents, tickets upgraded courtesy of the USTA, he had no idea what awaited him. As he entered the stadium, whispers rippled through the crowd. The player, standing by the player's entrance, spotted him instantly. "Ethan," the star called out, waving him over. The boy's small feet carried him faster than his nerves could catch up. Cameras flashed, but for a moment, it felt like it was just the two of them. From behind their back, the player produced a brand new cap, signed, personalized, and still warm from being worn during their latest practice session. They knelt down, meeting Ethan at eye level. "This one's for you," they said softly. "Sorry about what happened yesterday. This should have been yours from the start." Ethan, wide-eyed and trembling, clutched the cap as if it were the championship trophy itself. The crowd erupted, the sound rising like a crescendo in Arthur Ashe Stadium. The power of a small moment. The video of the second meeting quickly overtook the first. The image of a boy, smiling through tears as his hero embraced him, became the story of the tournament. News anchors replayed it, sports blogs dissected it, and social media couldn't stop talking about the simple kindness that had turned heartbreak into joy. "It's just a cap," one commentator said during the evening highlight reel. But to that boy, it was everything. And to the rest of us, it's a reminder that even in the chaos of competition, humanity still matters. The player later spoke in a press conference about the moment. "Look, I play to win matches," they said. "But I also play for kids like Ethan. I was him once, sitting in the stands, dreaming. If a small gesture keeps that dream alive for even one kid, then I've done something right." Ethan's forever memory. For Ethan, the world seemed brighter after that day. He wore the cap everywhere, to school, to the park, even to bed. His friends teased him, but in the good-natured way that only comes when someone becomes a hometown hero overnight. Local reporters visited his neighborhood. His tennis coach at the community center proudly told anyone who'd listen, "That kid's gonna be something special. You watch." And maybe, just maybe, Ethan believed it too. Every time he looked at that signature on the brim of the cap, he didn't just see a player. He saw possibility, beyond the viral moment. Weeks later, as the tournament wrapped up and the star made a deep run into the semifinals, the buzz around the cap story had only grown. It wasn't about clicks or likes anymore. It had turned into something purer, a shared reminder of why people fall in love with sports in the first place. Not for the numbers, not for the trophies, but for the human connections that exist in the spaces between the matches, the high fives, the autographs, the unguarded moments of kindness that stay with you long after the final point is played. Years from now, whether Ethan becomes a tennis star himself or simply tells the story to his kids, that day at the US Open will still shine in his memory. And for the rest of us, it will remain a quiet but powerful example of the way one small gesture can rewrite an entire narrative. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share.